Hello, I'm Bruce Lorincz, and this show is called Bruce on the Loose. I talk to people in city government, the school system, and businesses, corporations around Wadsworth. We're here on location 364 Oak Street. Connie and Bill Jenkins are with us, and they have for years put on a light show here at their residence. Bill, how did that begin?
Well, to tell you the truth, I mean, one of the reasons is because of some of the videos on YouTube, as well as, Holdman Lights and Tom Bet George are some well-known ones out there that kind of inspired me and started me thinking about it. However, the Holdman's videos came out 15 years ago. So it took me a little while to kind of get an idea of, well, what can you do and how does this all work? So that's kind of how we got started, but the real reason is I was going to retire, needed something to do, keep me out of trouble. And then basically, we have 5 grandkids now. So I thought of some ways that we might be able to entertain kids, not just mine, but other kids in town with the lights.
I would imagine some of the families that come and enjoy your lights, there are a lot of young people and a lot of students that really get excited about seeing the lights.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's kind of amazing sometimes, because you can be outside and you can hear people laughing and having a good time in their matching pajamas as we hand out candy canes and things like that. So, and we do try to do that, weather permitting, obviously, but so we do like to try to go out and talk to the people and, help them understand, oh, you have to turn your radio on to our radio channel that we have so that you can listen to the music at the same time that's synchronized to the lights.
That really does enhance, and we talk about theater, we talk about other activities. That really enhances the whole experience, doesn't it?
Well, it certainly does. I can't say that I'm as good as some of the other people out there that, but at the same time, we try to make the lights match the music as much as possible to where you're actually, it's kind of like, happy little trees, but it's happy little lights. Right. So that's what you're trying to do, is match that with the music to match the mood of the music and the genre, so on and so forth.
Right. Connie, I'll bet over the years there have been some tweaks and you've upgraded things. Do you get some suggestions from those grandkids or people coming by, walking by?
Not really as far as suggestions and stuff like that. We have some people that live up the street that they love to walk, and we get a kick out of their little guy. He comes down and we say he's one of his biggest fans. So he would probably be the one that would give him lots of tips. He enjoys the show a lot, but we just kind of run with it. I'm just sort of I'm just support. He's the technical.
Well, that's good. Over the years, have you seen a fluctuation with attendance? I imagine and how long have you been doing this, by the way?
Is it 6 years?
Wow. Wow, fantastic. Has it been steady? What about COVID? Did that come into play at all? Probably people got outside and probably enjoyed the lights so much more.
He actually started doing some things during COVID because the students couldn't do the regular graduation. So he did some special things for graduation so they could stop here and actually get pictures with the matrix over there that would run their name so they could stand there because they were graduating. Did some really nice things with that for COVID. And we've kind of just been slowly growing over the years. We don't, we have some people we know that their shows are just off the charts with how many people they get. We just kind of grow a little bit each year, get a little bit more. It's a lot of word of mouth, I think.
Yeah, that's very true. Word of mouth. And do you anticipate people coming from other communities to come and see the light show?
Well, we do have people that come in from, Norton, Barberton, and even further away that we know of when we get a chance to talk to them. Yeah. So yes, and some of them, I guess we like to call them repeat offenders, but they come back every year now because they'd like to see it again. And that's one of the goals we had, was creating memories with your family and friends, that type of thing, and enjoying this time of season and what it's all about.
How has that made you feel when you see people repeating, coming back for maybe several years, and bringing children and grandchildren? That has to make you feel really good.
Well, it does. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, we've been out there and they watch something, one of the short sequences that might be funny. I think it's the Ferris Bueller Go Home. And you can hear people laughing, and it's like, and that, just kind of like that. And then you get occasional cheers and stuff like that when somebody likes a particular sequence. So that's one of the reasons we've done it. And just last year, we've started doing things where we're trying to support the first responders in the area. So we have one night where we do just Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And some people really like that because they like TSO. So
I know they come to Cleveland and they've been advertising, and they get quite a following in their activities in the Cleveland and Ohio area.
Well, I mean, one thing interesting about them is that that's kind of where they got started, was in Cleveland. So, yeah, an interesting group. And we just try to do something where we can help support or make people, hey, come on out and help support our first responders in the community. So,
Connie, it looks like it's a dual relationship here. You have suggestions to Bill, and he listens, and you're kind of the tech person, and you really go ahead and work together. How has it made you feel over the years to provide this for the community and wider community as well?
It's a lot of fun doing this. I didn't know that we were going to enjoy it as much as we do, but we have people coming now and they'll say, you're part of our Christmas tradition, which is really neat. They're bringing their kids. We have some, they come with their grandkids, and it's very enjoyable. So, and I'm really the non-techie person. He does all the technical. I always tell everybody, we go to a lot of the light expos and conferences and stuff, and he teaches. And they'll ask me, because some of the wives are very technical, they'll say, what do you do? And I say, I fetch and carry. So that's my thing.
Well, your background, you have a little bit of art, and
I'm a children's illustrator.
And children's illustrator. That really probably comes in handy with tweaking things and making them realistic.
Well, he's had me do a couple things for him. He's working for one of the top 5 music sequencing companies now as an independent consultant. And so one of the sequences he put together this year, they needed something extra that they required and they couldn't find it. So I ended up drawing it, and then he incorporated it into the sequence that he was doing. And he's had me do some other things. I did something for him at Halloween. And so I use it for that when he needs help, which is kind of nice because I feel like I'm doing more of a contribution than just fetching and carrying.
Right.
So.
Bill, you seem to really branch out and do some other things for other people. What was your occupation?
Well, I was 40 years in the IT industry, a programmer analyst to begin with, and then at Goodyear, and then moved on into consulting and branched into networking when the internet started becoming a thing, that kind of thing. So I've been a network engineer for school systems and hospitals and things like that as a consultant. Went around to VA hospitals and actually did wireless surveys, those kind of things. So that's what I've kind of done. So some of it was very easy for me. Other things, because you kind of wear a lot of different hats. You have to be able to build things. You have to be able to push pixels. And a pixel is just a light that has 3 LEDs in each pixel. One's red, green, and blue. And that's what lets it make all the different colors. Because we've got about over 12,000 pixels out there. And I don't include what we have on our matrix panel, P5 panels, just because that makes it over 100,000. But that allows us to control the color, the intensity, all that on everything. The other thing is, obviously, they're LEDs, so it saves on energy.
What do people do at night when you finally do you turn on about 5 or 6 o'clock? Is that the schedule? Do people drive up and down and go come back and go real slow, or do
Well,
people park? Or Oak Street is kind of a narrow street.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Obviously, it's one of those. We're not in the most ideal location.
Right.
I can admit that.
Right.
I'd love to be on a cul-de-sac with
Right.
a big wide street and lots of people could park and that kind of thing. But we've managed to get along so far. But some people stop. Of course, some people stop right in the middle of the street. I've actually had one lady pull into the driveway and park the car, and then their kids were going, "You can't park here." It's like-
So the kids knew more than the
didn't-
driver.
Well, I didn't even have to say anything,
Okay.
but it was kind of humorous.
Right, no
It's like-
question about it.
But other times we have people that sit there and watch the entire show. I mean, our shows start at 6 o'clock and will run until 10 o'clock every night. If it's snowing, we'll still have a show. If it's raining, we'll still have a show. It's usually really high winds, where there's a possibility of something coming tumbling over. We don't want that to happen. So it's one of those, as well as we want people to be safe out there when they stop. But since we have an FM transmitter, they can tune in from their car and watch the shows. So some people stay for 2 or 3 sequences or one and go on their way, and other people stay. And we've seen some people sit there and watch it multiple times. Just depends on the person.
Okay, all right. Connie, it looks like there's nutcrackers and there's bows and I'm sure you had a lot to do with the aesthetics coming up the driveway. We didn't park in the driveway, Bill, but there's really a lot to it, to the show, other than just the lights itself. It really sets the tone.
He's pretty good about setting it up in the yard and trying to see what looks good. And he can do like, a whole house program that he sets up on the TV downstairs that we can actually kind of look at it and look at the lights. And so if something doesn't quite look right, that's where I come in sometimes like, that's the wrong color, or you need to change this, or you need to do that, or maybe you need to move this over. So we kind of figure things out by stepping back and looking at things like that. And then we'll go out at night and we run all kinds of tests, or we'll go out there. You'll see us out there long before the show start. The Christmas season will start. We'll be out there checking out the show to make sure everything's running right and it looks okay.
Right. And how long will you go ahead and have the show go on? Will it go through certainly the Christmas week?
It goes through, was it January 2nd this year? It's right after New Year's that we
Okay.
stop.
At least January 1st.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we
all right.
run it through there. Usually after Christmas, he runs a little bit of Christmas, and then we go into the New Year's program, which is just fun. We used to try to do right into New Year's, and we had people going, "Where's the Christmas last year?" So he's like, "Okay, I'll put more Christmas in before we switch it over." So
If people wanted to donate to a cause that you think is very important, what would that be?
he does a beautiful Veterans Day show that he puts a QR code in the window, and it's for Wounded Warrior. Our Christmas shows, we are telling people to make donations to the American Cancer Society. Everybody's been touched by that, most everybody. And he has a donation box out there if they want to make donations. There's also a QR code on it that they can go straight out and do that. Last year, people were very generous, and at the end of the season, we were able to present the American Cancer Society with a check for over $1,000 just from the donation box. So, and he goes down, gets a cashier's check, takes a picture and posts it on our Facebook so people can see what they helped do. So, we're very transparent about that. They can see what was contributed to the charity.
So numerous groups you're helping out, Wounded Warriors and Cancer Society. That again has to make you feel blessed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice thing. I mean, to help the vets. I mean, we also have the in the community some of the where they come out from the senior living, and they actually come and watch the show. And one time we actually had a gentleman come in his full military gear, from probably Korea or something. Yeah, but that kind of oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But that's where we're trying to honor them for what they've done, as well as in Christmas, we encourage them to bring along, but we also encourage other people to come just to get into the spirit of Christmas and enjoy the season for what it is.
Yeah, probably St. Edward's. I think that was the group, and they won an award. WCTV had awards recently, and they had a tremendous softball game, and they won first place in that category. But it's really important to get people and veterans to know this exists, and that they probably very appreciate the honors you give to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for them to, honor me for honoring them. We're just trying to do what we think is the right thing.
No question about it. So, looking down the road, is there something that you would like to add to maybe next year? I mean, it really seems like it's a full-time operation.
Well, you have to understand we're sort of already planning next year.
Okay.
And if you don't, it becomes chaotic if you start way too late in the season to do things. But at the same time, I mean, one of the things we'd like, but we kind of have to make sure it's okay. I don't know if you know what moving heads are. You know what spotlights are?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, these are spotlights that go on the house and are synchronized to the music. And there's several guys in the industry that do this. We just have to make sure that obviously you don't shine it into people's houses. Well, now if we were down by the Griswolds, we could do that and we could reenact it. So, and that's one of the other things we like to do is we like to tell people there are other lights in the community as well.
Yes.
That are beautiful. Okay. So you need to go down. I mean, the Griswold House, the Ice House, there's a couple others in town as well that are very pretty. They may be static, okay, but some people like the static lights a lot, because the flashing just kind of bothers them. But at the same time, we try to promote what's in Wadsworth as well.
Connie and Bill, we've really learned a lot about your undertaking here. Aiden is going to come back and get the light show at night, and that should be an interesting undertaking for him. And thank you for viewing Bruce on the Loose. We'll be back next week with another positive show about Wadsworth.
Lights, please. And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
Everybody's waited the whole year long, counting down those days until Christmas comes. A chill is on the breeze, and the family's all in town. The lights are on the tree, and it won't be too long now. Feels like joy to the world, feels like snow in the air, feels like choir singing, church bells ringing, hope is everywhere. Jesus Christ has come, and one thing is clear. Between the tiny little baby and all my friends and family, it's the best time of the year. Feels like joy, feels like joy. Love is shining, making everything seem bright. Happiness bringing, carolers singing, silent night. So let's make a memory we'll cherish through the years. It's the most wonderful time, and that time is finally here. feels like joy to the world. Feels like snow in the air. Feels like choir singing, church bells ringing, hope is everywhere. Jesus Christ has come, and one thing is clear. Between the tiny little baby and all my friends and family is the best time of the year. Feels like joy. Oh, it feels like joy. Yeah. The chill is on the breeze, and the family's all in town. The lights are on the tree, and it won't be too long now. It feels like joy to the world. It feels like snow in the air. It feels like choir singing, church bells ringing, hope is everywhere. Jesus Christ has come, and one thing is clear. Between the tiny little baby and home, my friends and family is the best time of the year. Feels like joy. Feels like joy. It feels like joy. Feels like joy. It feels like joy, joy, joy. Yeah. Feels like joy.
Every day is a grind. Them elves working 6-day weeks, no raise in sight. Santa only paying cookies when they working at overtime. Gotta make that quota, can't do it in a 9 to 5. But that ain't right. Let's talk about fairness, elf awareness. This is the elf song, sitting on a shelf song, working with them itty bitty pointed toe shoes on. I blame Santa Claus and his North Pole operation. Ain't a good look paying candy cane wages. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, give them song. Put your hands up for the elves. This is the elf song. This is the elf song. Yeah, this is the elf song. Alright. They only stand 2 feet tall, or maybe 3, maybe 4, but the point is elves are small. Still make enough toys for 1,000,000 shopping malls. Size don't matter, even Santa can't do it all. Elves are the bomb. This is the elf song, giving them the credit song, working with them itty bitty pointed toe shoes on. I love Santa Claus and his North Pole operation, but it ain't a good look paying him and them wages. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, give them song. Put your hands up for the elves. This is the elf song. Yeah, this is the elf song. Let's talk about fairness, elf awareness. This is the elf song, elf in everyday song, dancing with them itty bitty pointed toe shoes on. I find Santa Claus and his North Pole operation. Word on the street, elves got raises. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, give them song. Put your hands up for the elves. This is the elf song. Yeah, this is the elf song. This is the elf song. Yeah, this is the elf song. Put your hands up, everyone. Yeah, this is the elf song. This is the elf
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.